Good morning. This is my video on the treatment paper over the traumatic brain injury assignment. I selected Carrie as my patient to write about, and I came up with a couple different apps that I talked about in my paper, and I also downloaded those onto my iPad. Um, I'm just having some troubles trying to figure out how to show you and demonstrate on the iPad as I record. So I'm going to try to get some pictures or screenshots or something and try to attach it to this as well. So I went ahead and went to my computer here and just opened up the information about one of the apps that I chose. One of those is called Lumosity, and it is a cognitive based app that does brain training. Getting Carrie to redirect herself and do those rethinking skills, working on her speed and her pace. This is a great app, I feel like, to just, retrain herself and see how much she can, remember and improve on her memory. I felt like I got good reviews and bad reviews off of this app, but I also feel like it's a very worldwide used app on the iPhones and iPads. It doesn't seem like it's available on Androids, but I do feel like this app could potentially work for several different patients. It may not work for one, but it may work for another. So I think it's one that's worth a try for Carrie. I'm going to see if you can see a little bit about this app on here. So this is just kind of the information. So I played around with this yesterday. It gives you like a rundown that it asks you like some questions based off of like an assessment that it's going to give you. And then there's some different like games that I played. It first wants to see where you're at, so it knows what level to place you on. But it talks about how it improves your memory here and your attention. There's lots of different games to where you're, connecting things together. Like yesterday, I played one that had trains, and I had to be able to, stop and think and really be cognitively aware of what I was doing. And these train tracks would connect and open, and I'd have to get these to the right colors, and it would speed up the better I would do on it. So I would miss them on purpose because I wanted to see like what it would do when I missed it. I didn't get through all the levels of the assessment, but I did think it was really neat that it does that and gives you more of an idea of where to place the patient. And this is also good to use on their own, not just in therapy directly, but for them just to get some indirect practice time on their own. I think especially if they're getting frustrated, anxious, any of that, I think it's great. It has great reviews as well. So I felt like that was something that is important when you're seeking out, therapy resources. It's very interactive, and, they are science-based games. And, with her different goals that she has, one of those to work on that, sorry, I got stuck. I was looking at something on my paper. Just working on, that speed of process and that pace, I think, is very important for her to do. The other app I found, based off of her inferencing skills goal, is called Constant Therapy. And I also downloaded that. To retrack on the Lumosity app, it is a free app. Of course, if you pay into it for the one-time price, it's going to unlock a lot more options for you. Constant Therapy, I downloaded the app as well. It does like a fit, it's called a fit test. It's a type of assessment that it does, you know, and it'll ask questions to you, you know, like, and it also asks like how recent your injury was too. So, you know, it places you on your level of, you know, it might ask, you know, how many, or have you had, you know, struggles with reading certain words in the last week. You know, it has a little like scale with like a 1 to 5, but they're little faces, you know, like I'm good, I'm kind of so, and it goes down to like a sad face, like I'm not recognizing it very well, like not frequently at all. So it's basically like a language and cognitive therapy program, and it's tailored specifically to the patient's goals. Again, that's on the app that I downloaded, so I'm really interested to continue to play with it. I got a lot of opportunities to go through it last night, but getting through all the different assessments, it's not going to place me accordingly, since I'm not the patient, and you know, I'm going to know more of those answers than a patient who has a traumatic brain injury. But there's lots of different things that it can do on that app for patients with aphasia and dementia and other speech and language cognitive disorders, patients, you know, by strokes or TBIs. It is a little bit more expensive. You get like a 14-day trial on it, and then I think it was like $24.99 a month, or it was like $200 and something for the year. So it's a great app if you have the funds to do that, or maybe you're in a clinician or a school that works with adult students, you know, and they have the funds to provide for that. So this one has a lot of inferencing passages as well. So again, it's going to have you fill in the blank of a sentence, pairing a picture to it. It's going to place you on the level that you need, and it's going to, you know, place the patient accordingly. And the more that they do these exercises, of course, their level's going to advance. For the most part, I feel like this got really great reviews. I felt like this is a really good app, definitely. So I'm not usually big on apps and therapy, but I feel like some patients could really benefit from this. You know, and of course, if this didn't work, then I would definitely turn to something else. The great thing about this is it's also available on the Android products, not just on the iPad or Apple products. So again, I'm going to try to see if I can't get some kind of picture or other video with this, but I did do this on the iPads yesterday. Playing last night with it. There's lots of different brain training games. I'm trying to get to show you really quick. Oh, it went back to Lumosity. So, all right, well, those are the two apps that I would use, just based off, you know, the cognitive and communication approach goal that I chose to work on with Carrie. So, and I would see if those work first, and if they don't, of course, I would reevaluate the therapy resources that I would have at my disposal or that I could find, and find the most appropriate one to accommodate her goals. So that is it on this video. Have a great day. Bye.